Today on In the Know, we are getting your garden to thrive this season, or at least going to get you updated on your weather conditions to help your garden thrive. We've seen some cloudy but sunny skies off and on across the east. Plenty of rain in your forecast in Atlantic Canada for this weekend, which may or may not be good for your outdoor plants. We're going to tell you about your frost, when the frost can surely come to an end, and when your plants can be all ready to start blooming. We've seen some blooming cherry blossoms in Toronto, of course in High Park in Toronto, known for its stunning display of cherry blossoms. British Columbia also has a stunning display of cherry blossoms. I know, April showers bring May flowers, Nadine. That's what they say. But the question is it going to be warm enough? Are we going to have enough sunlight to help those plants actually thrive for the upcoming weeks? We have all the details ready here with Nadine Powell, our meteorologist and also our plant expert here at the Weather Network. Nadine, I know you have a garden that you love to plant in the spring and summer. Have you started to plant anything?
Actually, I don't know if I'm an expert. I'm trying. I have a green thumb only because I painted. But yes, I have actually started some seeds indoors, and I have it in a little greenhouse in the basement. But I have to wait until it's warm enough and the threat of frost has passed, Victoria.
And we've already seen some places hit the 20-degree mark. In fact, Windsor most recently hit about 27 degrees, almost inching to the 28-degree mark, Nadine. This is good news for many of us. Yeah, I mean, many across the country, we're already hit that 20-degree mark. But of course, with it being spring, it's one step forward and two steps backwards before we eventually see, that consistent warmth. And, trying to get stuff in the ground now can be a bit risky because frost is a big danger to many crops, especially if we get a warm spell and then we get into those frosty conditions. Of course, folks in BC, some areas, they've already passed that frost date. So, we're starting to see some of those blooms come alive. Seems here for us in Nanaimo from a few days ago, looking nice and green. And there you can see, Victoria, a few of those beautiful buds and flowers starting to come through. However, we've also seen snow in some parts of our country, Nadine, and this is why we're mentioning frost. Some places, like here in Alberta, this was in Red Deer earlier this week, you can see the accumulation of snow on the ground, which is obviously not ideal for our plants this time of year. So the question is, for those in Alberta, when are they going to be in the clear? Now, let's start off on the west, Nadine. When is British Columbia usually in the clear for most of their plants?
Well, parts of the lower mainland, they've already passed their last frost date. So meaning, it's generally safe to put your plants out. The threat of frost is gone. But into the prairies, the breadbasket of the country, you can see some of us, we still do have to wait a couple of weeks into May before we pass that frost date and things are okay to put the plants outside, Victoria. Into, southern Ontario, some areas we've already passed that date, but it's a bit iffy for like London, for instance, and into Sudbury, where we're looking into May before we pass that last frost date, Victoria.
Yeah, it looks like southern Ontario can start planting their plants a little sooner than most places across the country. Atlantic Canada, you're going to have to wait quite some time, at least until mid-May, Nadine?
Yeah, I mean, and not in the short range either. We're not looking at the potential of getting that 20-degree mark for anyone in Atlantic Canada, sadly.